On the news tonight, Governor Oberoi urges stakeholders to boost participation in Delta State voter registration exercise. The State Ministry of Justice strengthens fight against human trafficking with capacity building program. Residents decry deadly practice of scooping fuel from fallen tankers. Abroad, Japan restarts world's largest nuclear plant. Good evening and welcome to the Delta Television main news. I am Ogaga Ekama. You can also follow our news online on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba or visit our website at www.dbsasaba.com. The State Governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oberoi, has called on all stakeholders to step up grassroots mobilization in the ongoing second phase of the continuous voter registration exercise organized by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to ensure higher turnout. Pere Botu reports.
Very royal Deputy Governor of Delta State.
Governor Oborowori, represented by the State Deputy Governor Sir Monday Oyeme, called on traditional rulers, religious leaders, political parties, civil society organizations, youths and women groups and the media awareness about the registration exercise. He expressed concern that the first phase recorded only 76,667 registrants, highlighting the need for stronger engagement to address voter apathy and information gaps. The governor urged eligible citizens, especially youth and first-time voters, to seize the opportunity to register and be counted, commending INEC for complementing the engagement with the roadwork to further encourage participation. He reaffirmed his administration's commitment to a credible, inclusive, and vibrant democratic process, pledging support to enable INEC to fulfill its constitutional mandate.
The first phase of the CVR exercise, which ended on 10th December 2025, unfortunately, as we have seen and heard, recorded a very low turnout in Delta State. Every one of us agreed that the 77,000 thereabout plus, fell below our collective expectation. And so this development should concern all of us and highlight the need for stronger awareness, deeper engagement, and collective actions to address apathy and bridge the information gap.
The State Resident Electoral Commissioner, Sir Etekamba Umore, disclosed that the second phase of the continuous voter registration, which began on January 5, 2026, provides another opportunity for all eligible Deltans and Nigerians aged 18 and above to register and obtain their permanent voter cards.
While this number may not be the true reflection of the eligible registrants in Delta State, it remains but a fraction of our eligible voting population, which underscores the need for robust awareness, renewed commitment, and intensified civil engagement.
Sir Umore appealed to stakeholders to assist in sensitizing communities, reaffirming INEC's commitment to conducting the CVR with neutrality, fairness, and transparency. The Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, Mr. Charles Aniago, and other stakeholders highlighted the need for improved awareness campaigns, wider INEC presence in communities, and more registration machines to ensure accessibility.
It's important for INEC to find one way or the other to make it easy so that individuals in their comfort zone can afford to register without having to go through all those stress. But we're happy about this sensitization, and we believe that everybody will be able to, through you, help us drive it home so that the number of our persons get enrolled and then be able to vote in the forthcoming election.
The engagement concluded with a roadwork by stakeholders to sensitize the public about the second phase of the continuous voter registration exercise. I am Pere Botu reporting.
government has announced the commencement of a screening and verification exercise for all political appointees in the state, beginning on Wednesday, January 28, 2026. A statement signed by the Secretary to the State Government, Dr. Kingsley Emu, says that Governor Sheriff Oborevwori approved the exercise as part of routine measures to confirm the status of political appointees in the state public service. According to the statement, the verification will involve physical screening of all political appointees, aimed at enabling government to account for exits resulting from natural causes, migration, or other related factors. Dr. Emu explained that a verification committee has been constituted to carry out the exercise and submit a comprehensive report at the end of the screening period. The committee, chaired by the Commissioner for Science and Technology, Dr. Odinigwe Odigwe, with members drawn from the Office of the Governor, the Office of the Accountant General, and the Office of the Secretary to the State Government. The screening exercise is scheduled to last for 21 days and will be conducted across the federal constituencies of the state, starting with Oshimli and Anyocha Federal Constituency on January 28 and ending with Burtu, Patani, and Bomadi local government areas on February 26. The venue for the exercise is the Press Center beside the Chapel Government House, Asaba. All political appointees in the state are advised to appear for the screening on their scheduled dates, while inquiries can be directed to 0903 743 7233 or 003 778 5862. The State Ministry of Justice has stepped up efforts to combat human trafficking with a 2-day capacity building program for its legal officers aimed at strengthening prosecution and promoting a victim-centered approach to justice. Antonia Mowa reports.
The program was declared open in Asaba by the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Mr. Kemejero Huavoriole, SAN, who was represented by the Solicitor General and Permanent Secretary, Mr. Mamuzo Irebe, SAN. In his opening remarks, the Attorney General reaffirmed the state government's commitment to combating human trafficking through strengthened legal frameworks, effective prosecution, and enhanced protection for victims. Mr. Irebe emphasized the critical role of prosecutors, noting that a clear understanding of the scope and drivers of human trafficking were essential for prevention, prosecution, and survival support, adding that the diligent investigation and consistent prosecution will deter offenders and boost public confidence in the justice system. According to him, the ministry prioritized the training early in the year in recognition of the seriousness of trafficking-related offenses, describing capacity building as a continuous process for improving prosecutorial efficiency.
We need to build the human capacity, and that will improve how our work is done. I'm happy to note that we've also partnered with the Ministry of the NBA Institute of Continuing Education, and most of our trainees have always been certified by them. And I'm happy that this particular training is also certified by them. I must commend the organizers of this training. Thank you for helping the Ministry of Justice to become one of the best ministries of justice across the nation. I can please contest.
The training commenced at the ministry's headquarters in Asaba, focusing on interagency collaboration and coordinated institutional response. It concluded in Warri with officers from the ministry's zonal offices, where discussions centered on human-centered legal responses, trauma-informed prosecution, and the prosecution of survival rights. Delivering a lecture titled Understanding Human Trafficking, the head of the Anti-Human Trafficking Unit, Mrs. Wanze Ijoma, examined the scope indicators and emerging trends of the crime, saying that NAPTIP highlights health and psychosocial support for public prosecutions, reviewed prosecution dynamics, and key provisions of the Delta State Trafficking in Persons Prohibition Law 2024. Participants saying it strengthened their capacity to handle human trafficking cases.
First and foremost, it's a wonderful training discussed every day but there are issues that have been with us, dwelt with us, and that is why the Delta State government is keen about anti-human trafficking, because it's something that has come to stay with us.
The training on anti-human trafficking today was telling us a broad scope of be a victim of human trafficking, the laws of Delta State that govern human exploitation, etc. But
residents in the state capital have expressed mixed reactions to the operations of the Delta State Emergency Management Agency, DESMA, with some commending the agency's role in emergency response, while others call for improved visibility, professionalism, and faster response time across the state. Henry Unogwa went round to sample residents' opinions on the agency's performance.
Moving around Asaba daily, road users regularly encounter DESMA on major roads. What impact do the operations of this agency have on the average residents?
In some parts of Asaba, many residents acknowledge the relevance of DESMA's interventions during emergencies, while others said the agency required improved visibility, faster response time, and increased public awareness to enhance its effectiveness. Some motorists commended DESMA for its role in ensuring the free flow of traffic in the state capital. They noted that many motorists and tricycle operators often disobey traffic laws, leading to congestion and accidents. The motorists appealed to residents to cooperate with DESMA officials and support their operations in the interest of public safety.
I want to appreciate them for the way they are doing their job. Mostly this in Levis Road, the way they treat people, most people that answer call, they back you, they talk to you. I like it.
Another respondent, who narrated her personal encounter with the agency, said although DESMA played a critical role in protecting lives and property, its officers should adopt a more civil and humane approach when dealing with motorists. She alleged that some enforcement methods sometimes resulted in avoidable accidents involving innocent road users.
Follow the road rules, all the signs, use their truck and walk the road. So I stopped and pulled over. They were like, I beat traffic. I was telling them, sir, I didn't know how the road was free. There's no traffic jam. I have to drive. They said that that's offense. That I have to.
Another resident called on DESMA officials to focus more on educating road users, especially on traffic signs and the safety rules, towing offenders' vehicle payments. He, however, commended the agency for its efforts, noting that without DESMA's
block one motor was DESMA supposed to lane the way.
An officer of the agency who was seen on duty explained that vehicles were usually towed to the DESMA office for offenses such as using mobile phones while driving, traffic violation, wrongful parking, and other related infractions.
What we normally do, I enlighten people and advise you about the light, because this thing is for your own safety. That's why we are here. We don't just apprehend people and say go to the office. No, we teach people, we enlighten you.
Residents, however, called for improved public enlightenment, professionalism, and stronger cooperation between DESMA officials and road users to ensure safer road and more effective emergency response across the state.
While some residents commend DESMA's efforts, others want improvements. The agency continues its mandate to ensure safer roads in the state capital. For Delta TV, I am Henry Unogwa.
The dangerous practice of scooping fuel from fallen petrol tankers has continued to pose serious risks to lives, property, and the environment across parts of the country. In Asaba, the state capital, our correspondent Henry Unogwa sampled residents' opinions on the effects of scooping fuel and why the practice persisted. Gloria Otolo reports.
Scooping of fuel from fallen tankers continue to endanger lives despite repeated warnings.
Despite repeated warnings by emergency agencies and security operatives, Many residents still rush to accident scenes to scoop spilled fuel using bucket, jerry cans, and other containers. Some residents blame the continued practice on high fuel prices, poverty, lack of awareness, and the prevailing harsh economic situation. They noted that although fumes from spilled fuel could ignite at any moment, leading to explosions, fire outbreak, and loss of lives, as many people continue to ignore the danger.
Anybody that go where fuel fall down is risking his life. Government will put an security people and people that will be operating 24 hours because of something like that.
Other residents express scooping the fuel, but also pose serious threat to nearby communities through fire outbreak, air pollution, and the destruction of roads and farmlands. They called on government to enforce stricter measures to curb the menace.
This kind of act, because it's very dangerous, and the government should provide agencies that are charged to prevent people from gathering fuel or packing fuel from the roads.
Another school of thought said those involved in scooping fuel were fully aware of the dangers, but were driven by hunger and hardship. According to them, some people felt it was better to take the risk than went home empty-handed. They stressed that many only realized how deadly the act was when an explosion occurred, and advised residents to desist from the dangerous practice.
The economy and unemployment, because if the economy is good, people will not think of going to school fair.
There should be any lights from anywhere. Before you know, the whole place full. There will be fire all over. I don't just know, people, they don't have value for their lives.
Other speakers opined that government should intensify public enlightenment and sensitization campaign to educate residents on the dangers of scooping fuel from falling tankers. They also called for stricter regulations of fuel tankers, including limiting their movement during the daytime to
global satellite internet service providers, Beetle, Sat1, and Satio IoT services, in a move aimed at strengthening satellite broadband connectivity and boosting competition in Nigeria's telecommunications sector. The 7-year licenses, effective from February 28, 2026 to February 28, 2033, were designed to expand satellite internet services and align Nigeria's telecom market with global best practices. The approvals were against the backdrop of Nigeria's connectivity challenges, with over 23 million people living in unserved or underserved areas. Mobile broadband penetration currently at 50.58% as of November 2025, highlighting the limitations of terrestrial networks, especially in rural and hard-to-reach communities. Sat1, operated by NSLCom ID, an international company building a low Earth orbit constellation of 264 satellites. The system has been designed to deliver high-throughput, low-latency satellite internet, cellular backhaul, and mobility services in a global scale. In 2021, the company entered into a strategic alliance with Spanish technology group Acquemia, now its largest stakeholder and main industrial partner. The NCC granted Beutelsat a Ka-band frequency license, renewable at the expiration of the 7-year term. German-based Satellio IoT Services was also approved for its planned 491 satellite Internet of Things system, although only one satellite is currently in orbit. The license enabled the company to develop IoT connectivity solutions across Nigeria, supporting emerging applications in agriculture, logistics, and industrial monitoring. According to the NCC, the new permits positioned both operators to invest in ground infrastructure, local partnerships, and enterprise services, while expanding the country's role in satellite internet delivery. The approvals aligned with the Commission's commercial satellite communications guidelines, designed to attract investment and promote next-generation non-geostationary satellite systems. The licenses also complement the NCC's recent approval of a landing permit for Amazon's Kuiper systems under Project Kuiper, authorizing the deployment of over 3,200 low Earth orbit satellites using Ka-band frequencies. The new entrants joined an increasingly competitive satellite broadband market, already featuring SpaceX's Starlink, which has emerged as Nigeria's third largest internet service provider with over 66,000 subscribers as of the second quarter of 2025. The federal government has reiterated its commitment to conducting a credible and internationally acceptable national census, assuring that due process will not be sacrificed for speed. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mr. Mohammed Idris, made a statement on Tuesday during a courtesy visit to his office by the chairman of the National Population Commission, Dr. Aminu Yusuf, and his management team. Mr. Idris emphasized that accurate population data was critical for national planning and development. He stressed that without reliable demographic figures, it will be impossible to make informed decisions for sectors such as education, healthcare, infrastructure, and economic planning. The minister assured that the government was committed to transparency and international best practices in the forthcoming national census. Still to come on the news. Japan restarts world's largest nuclear plant. Details of this and more coming up shortly.
If tanker wey carry fuel fall or pipe wey carry fuel for underground burst, wetin you go do? You go begin bail fuel put for your bucket, or you go run comot far for where the fire go soon come. Na only small time you get to take this wise decision. Waka comot, no, that one no dey enough. Shift, no, that one no dey enough. Stay there dey gist and take pictures with your phone. That na madness. Run, yes, run comot. Yes, your life depend on wetin you do. The fire go come at once and you no go fit control am. Why? Petrol dey catch fire easily. Why? Na just small spark go start big fire. So no stay there dey think. Run comot quick to save your life. No throw away your life away because of say you wan pass. Saba.